before I invite, I want some cheers, and so that she can get that energy and boost to go ahead, because that's the way we can encourage the whole society. So let's invite Soundarya on the stage. Soundarya, welcome. You are on the stage right now. So first, why don't you introduce yourself? So tell me your name, your background, where are you from? Let the people know you.
Thank you, sir. First of all, I feel so delighted and honored being here. The legend himself, the PIM founder, Vijay Kumar Kandalji. I'm so happy to be here. Well, to introduce myself, my name is Soundarya. I have a master's in microbiology from University of Mysore, and I am into biopharmaceutical industry, working as analyst, and it's been 3.5 years now. I come from a powerful place. It's called as KGF, Kola Gold Fields. So if you have heard the place name or seen the movie, then you would be knowing. It's 100 kilometers away from Bangalore, and it's a beautiful place. You can see the gold mines. It's shut down right now, but it has a huge history here, and I really love improving myself. Um, Investing on my personal growth, reading books, meditation, and traveling. And this PIM book club, PIM sessions are my favorite.
All right, great, great. A microbiologist into communication workshop. How was that? And how did you
Yes,
end
sir.
up
It's so
coming?
absolutely microbiologist. Of course, I never thought, sir, when I was in my masters,
Mhm,
I wanted to become a microbiologist working in a lab. But when I came out into the real world, looking
mhm,
for a job, complete paradigm was shifted. You know,
mhm,
I came for an interview in the it's a biopharmaceutical industry, not a lab, which I was mastering for 2 years. When I came here for the interview, I saw I was competing with 60 of them for one post, and
mm,
I was like, oh my god, what is the competition here outside the world? That was the first thing that opened my eye, and
mhm,
I joined into corporate. So I was luckiest out of 60. I just got that as an intern. I joined the
mhm,
corporate, and I was very new to the corporate world.
mhm,
And even though the communication that I come from English medium, but sometimes uh, all of a sudden you see the outer world, different kinds of people. You do not know how to deal with the people, you do not know how to talk to them. Whenever like there were meetings with my stakeholders or with my manager, I used to think in my head, should I speak this or not? So that's where my communication got started. It was stuck. Most of the times it was in my head. If I wanted to speak confidently, I wasn't confident because I was lacking that self belief, that self confidence. What if I sound silly? What if I don't talk properly? If my sentences are wrong? If I don't understand? All these things were there. And then one day in my corporate club, I just got to know that there is something called as Toastmasters. So
mhm.
Toastmasters is a public speaking platform, and also you can develop leadership skills. So I was introduced into this platform, and yeah, that's how I joined. And then I just got to know that communication is really important if you wanted to deliver your message to other people. It is very, very important because it is interpersonal and also the professional skills which will help you to grow and you can succeed in your life. Otherwise, there is no, you will just be in your head thinking all about yourself, whether I should do this or do that. Action is very important, and action comes only when you believe in yourself, and communication is the key. So that's how a microbiologist became a communicator, sir.
So communication is important for all of you. By the way, I see a lot of you are online right now, and I can see you more than 50 plus people online. So why don't you guys say hello to us, and why don't you give cheer Soundarya on for this discussion which you're having? So Soundarya, let me ask you a couple of more questions. Each person who comes in this workshop comes with an expectation, correct? I mean, because you have to invest money, so we come with an expectation. Can you categorically mention few of your expectations when you came to this workshop?
Absolutely, sir. So I mentioned already about the Toastmasters platform. So I was already good at structuring speech when it comes to delivery. We have a limited time speech in the Toastmasters. So there is a certain pathway. But what I was lacking was sometimes as a listener, I was not able to grasp the complete information that the deliverer was giving. Now I assess that I have a problem here. And the second thing was, most of the times, the mind and tongue coordination, what I was thinking in my head, was not put across my tongue. So the mind and the tongue coordination was somewhere the connect was lost. So I was like, why is this? The connection is lost when I talk to people. And these were the two things that I was looking for, sir. When I joined this workshop, I was thinking that I was a very good communicator, I was a very good listener, but joining this workshop completely showed me that Soundarya, you're not this, you are completely something else. So that listening skills, I was not possessing at all. I was in the CIR report, in the DISC assessment, I got to know that I am an SI personality. So that really helped me a lot. So as an SI personality, like when you are I, you tend to only speak, and you don't listen because you think that you are the smart person and you don't give the room to the other person to talk. So this what happened in my case as well. So whenever like I used to listen to someone, I thought earlier what happened was the belief system that I came, or maybe the paradigm, or the societal pressure, or something, the programming of my mind was in such a way that I used to judge or assume based on what they say. So whenever I used to listen, I used to immediately judge the point. Okay, so this is wrong, they are wrong, and I'm right. So it's always, the ego, the pride comes into the picture. So it was like that. But when I learned that I am not listening correctly, properly, so in the effective communication skills, there is something called as ignoring listening, selective listening, empathic listening. So I learned that the key here to communicate or to connect with the people is through empathic listening.
The first time I personally came to realize speaking doesn't happen by tongue, it happens by ear. That was a great eye opener. All right, that's good. So I have another question for you. So what are the few things you learned? I mean, you talked about that we learned effective listening there. What else was covered in the workshop?
Absolutely, sir. Sir, there are many things here. Like if you see a stranger, how do you connect with a stranger? Because people are driven by their needs, by their external behavior, also by their internal motivators. So I'm talking about the CIR here. CIR is completely about so once you know about it, you will definitely know how to deal with the people. So since I have that clear-cut idea, and the form, so that you have given us some important tips, life hacks when you deal with the people. So this is one thing. When you talk to stages, first connect with the common ground, talk about their family, occupation, miscellaneous, um, and make them comfortable. So this is one thing that I learned. And the other thing is handling conflicts. So when your emotional bank balance, you as a human being, you would, of course, we are emotionally super human beings, right? When you talk to some person and your emotions are hurted in some or the other way, you cannot connect with the person. So this is one thing that I learned it specifically, which was very important for me, because sometimes my mother, she tends to be very emotional, and she's a very critical parent, and she's a single mother. So knowing this, sometimes I have to deal with her because it is very fragile. Every relationship is very fragile. I cannot take it for granted, because this is life. Like, you are accountable for your life, you're responsible for your life, and you have to be very careful. So whenever I deal with my mother, she is very emotional, and when my logic comes here in dealing with the emotion, it doesn't work. I have to connect with her through emotion itself. So that emotional bank balance, how to maintain and sustain that emotional balance, I learned it here. So whenever my mother gets disturbed, I learned to connect with her, go sit with her. It's fine. Sometimes she criticizes me. She spits out the poison. She tells me that you shouldn't have done this. You are not very good at the skills. But it's fine. I just go, I just listen, and then I don't feel good hearing all those things. But I learned to become neutral. So this is the second thing that I learned about handling conflicts, and also with my manager very recently. I was assuming something. As a C personality, my manager is a C personality, and he wants facts and figures. He always comes for the data, asking Soundarya, did you do this? And if I'm away from the system, someone who is keeping an eye on you, it's very difficult for a person like me who doesn't even care, because I personality doesn't care. We want to be free, from those clutches. But my manager has some needs, and I did not know these needs, right? So he wanted data, he wanted figures, he wanted the how much of work I have completed. But previously, I used to assume, why is he always at my back asking for this, that I did this or not? Anyhow, I'm doing this, and the results are seen. But when I sat with him one on one and tried to connect and understand what is his needs, he told me, Soundarya, you're going away for I'm seeing you mostly for 1 hour or maybe for 1.5 hours. If you go away, please keep me informed. That is what I'm looking for. Your internet stability. I see that you face a lot of internet issues. And how can I help you? Can I provide you dongle from the office, or do you want some package? So this is what he told me. I was assuming that he's not a right manager. He doesn't know how to handle me, manage things. But the moment he connected with me and he told me that this is what it is, I understood. Oh my God, who is wrong then? Was I wrong or my manager is wrong? So I understood that my perception of assuming things became, I lessened it when I started asking people what exactly it is, what exactly you needed. So I got that clarity, sir. And
Right. So you have mentioned a lot of great points. So to summarize, because a lot of people who are watching us live or later on recording, they may not understand our terms. So you're talking about CIR. Now, CIR is something which is a career impact assessment, which is a peak impact mentorship. I'm a certified consultant who of psychometric test. So this gives you a clarity about your personality, because anytime you deal with people, you have to understand their personality. And before you understand somebody else's personality, the first step is to know your personality. That's what Sandhya was talking about. That's by the time she did that assessment, she started knowing her personality. So if you do not know what it is, ping me up and you can drop me emails. I can help you out with the psychometric assessment. It will be one of the most powerful assessment of your life. It can give you clarity about your career, clarity about your personality. And then you're talking about the best part was dealing with parents, especially obviously parents, when they are critical, they have a reason, because they want to protect us. They are very secure. And many times when we do not understand their intent and their mindset, and this cannot happen by speaking, it happens when we listen. And that is what you learn from it. And same thing happened with the manager, because he has some deliverables. He is responsible for your performance. So obviously he's worried. And many times when you do not understand what happens, there's a miscommunication. And you did a great thing, because in the workshop you learn, let's communicate, let's understand each other. The moment you did, what happened? There was transformation. The same manager, eventually you realize when it's the problem is yours. I mean, you are not able to communicate, and see whole thing change. That was amazing. So I'll ask you one more question in this regard. What did you like the most in terms of pattern of the workshop? Because see, you have purchased a lot of my courses also. What is the difference you see between a course and a workshop? What was your major difference, you found between these two?
course, you mean the PIM webinars that happens
Yeah,
on Saturdays?
any courses you do. Let's say in future people purchase course also, and even I purchase. I also create a lot of courses for people. What is the difference when somebody attend a workshop? Let's say you attended a workshop of 12 weeks right now, and let's say somebody just purchase a course. What is the difference somebody can find when they attend this sort of workshop of 12 weeks or 14 weeks? So what is the biggest difference you see?
Of course, sir. Yeah. So when you attend the workshop, it is more about practical learning. It's not, but on the other hand, when you go for a course, it is just you going through the course. So you will be in your own set of mindset. And whatever the things you understand, you will understand and you will keep it to yourself. But here in the workshop, it doesn't happen like that. You'll be having a peer group, 20 to 25 number of people here with you, So they come with their experiences and you go with your experiences. And when you apply it through that experience, because life is all about experiences, right? And it's not theoretical. So the best thing is, of course, we have user who can correct us, who can who can bring in the experience, who can give the abundance of knowledge, put it in a right way, customized way. So for my friend it will be something different. For my friend it will be a stakeholder handling or something. For me it will be a manager conflict or something. So when we come to the group, we discuss about the DISC, what kind of a personality that he is and how we have to deal with the person. So for example, if we were talking about the C personality, most of them need the facts and figures, and if we are not to the point, then the person is not interested, he doesn't want to listen you. So we discuss about these sets of suggestions, and then we try to apply, we try to implement. So once you, there is also assignments given by you in the workshop every week. So we also meet, get together once in a week, and we talk how are we applying in our daily lives, so that it doesn't remain, the learnings do not remain just like that or theoretical. So that is the best part, sir. Applying and learning is the best part,
Amazing.
and
Can you
that's
share
what I
some
love the most.
Can you share some more insight on the power of mastermind? Because in the workshop, you meet with different varieties of people. Because in a course, you are alone. I mean, you just purchase a course, you go through it. It is good. I mean, if somebody is learning nothing at his course, it's a good point to start with. But in the workshop, you met with a lot of different people also, because there are around 25 or 30 students. What was your experience, and what do you feel when you are part of a group of different backgrounds? What is the biggest advantage you got because of the group?
The biggest advantage is changing of information. My friend Sasi Sekhar Sadam, he is a Toastmaster colleague. He introduced me to this platform. Whenever I talk to him, he technically speaks about these personalities, and I am like, this man, they talk about the logic much, but when we think about the emotions much. So he is someone, whenever I talk to him, he gives a concentrated of information to me. See, I attended interview and he was a deep personality. He asked me direct questions. He was not listening to me 100%, and I will like, okay, Sasi. So I have friends like this, and the other friend, Sai Anirudh Sharma, more or less of my age, and he's he's writing his own book. He keeps sharing the good positive thoughts. It's like food for your thought every day on the WhatsApp statuses, and I keep talking to him. He writes poems. It's so inspiring. And there is also the group itself is such a positive group, and the people, they have such an technical mind, and everybody are very serious about their own personal growth and journey. So that's what I love the most, sir. Information exchange is so strong here that whenever I talk to them, I get an answer for my experience and I can implement it right away.
Actually, it's the power of mastermind, they say, right? Because there are like-minded people who are together, and when you meet with different people, perspective changes. And best part is when you're part of this workshop, you become a human decoder. So you see people, when this guy is not listening to me anymore. So he may pretend, but you can. I mean, this is the biggest thing you get out of it, and this is my biggest advantage for all of you, that you guys are ahead. So let me ask you one interesting question. Life is all about creating memories, right? Share about some good memories you created in these 4 months with this team, with this workshop. Share about some memories.
So this workshop has become like an extended family to me now. So that's the kind of, and the memories are not ended, it is started, sir. So it is continuing. And of course my group mates, my peer group, I'm talking about, one of them was HR, the other one was she was a microbiologist. So uh, we wanted to catch up in Bangalore because she stays in Koramangala. But because of the pandemic or in this curfew, and also I was staying away from Bangalore into hometown, I couldn't meet up. So, even though we are strangers, the friendship has become really so strong. And it's like your connection is so strong that your hearts and souls speak. It's not even your mouths. uh, so the memories are really strong, sir. I do not have the kind of an situations that I can put it across, but whenever we meet up, we speak about our experiences, and that is really great, sir. My friend, whom I'm saying as a HR Payal, So she told me that how her brother is security driven. Because she is a person who wants to put dania in everything, hara dania in everything. And but her brother, he doesn't like hara dania because he is a security driven person, whereas Payal is an variation driven person, even in the food needs. So we discuss about certain things like this, and it's really great, sir.
In fact, I remember this dhania topic. I covered this in our session also. I get stuck with this. My wife is a big fan of this hara dhania. She keeps adding, and I say, "Man, keep it aside for me. I don't like this taste at all." But that's interesting. I mean, you get a lot of things. Let's come to now important part of the finances part. See, this workshop is not a 5,000, 10,000. It's a big amount. It's close to 50,000 rupees. So I'm sure if anybody invest, it's not a small amount. I'm sure you also had a similar perception, similar blockage in your mind. How did you convince yourself for such a big amount? And what was your way of taking a decision?
Absolutely, sir. So here in PIM, I have a mentor, Kiran Kumar, alumni of Kharagpur. So first, I attended the book club. I used to see the vibe there, sir. I used to feel the vibe. What kind of what exactly is the book club is bringing, and I used to attend the Saturday seminars as well. So I used to see that for me, the book club was like a water for my mind, and the PIM Saturday sessions were like food completely. So it was a whole package. So when I was there in the program, I used to see the paradigm of my mindset got changed. It got completely shifted. The way I was, you tend to hear a lot of negative voices around you when you deal with the people, with the society. They criticize you so much, and you don't believe in yourself. But here in this platform, I saw successful people. uh, they were they were discussing about relationships with their spouses, with their managers. uh, they were also into entrepreneurship, building new startups. They were also scenes like hiking, finances, etc., etc., things also about the health. Now I was like, this was one thing that where I got to know about the wheel of life from the book club, which is very important, which has the 8 spokes. And for a person like me who has ambitions and dreams, uh, this was like I'm a person who thinks from a broader perspective. So for me, this was like a handmade. This was a platform for me to go to. So I was looking for something, and then I came into this platform and I saw all these qualities, which was really very, very, handmade, ready made for me, which is available for me. And then one day I just got to know that you are launching this effective communication workshop course. So I spoke to Kiran, my mentor, and then he told me that, this is about polishing your skills, how to deal with the people mainly. I told him that I'm already into the Toastmasters, and how different is this? Then he gave me a clear picture about this. Do not have any expectation, but can you open your mind and enter this to learn few skills? You will definitely know and understand. And if you cannot pay the amount, because I'm into initial years of my professional journey, that hefty amount I cannot pay it at one go. So I requested him, can I, pay in installments? And then, of course, so money was not a barrier at all. If you're very passionate about your growth, then definitely you can pay in installments. And I took that option of paying in installments, but I gave it a go for my growth. I wanted to see what exactly this offers me, and that experience, what I have gained, is really tremendously amazing.
All right. So you've mentioned a couple of times Toastmasters, and I have great regard for Toastmasters as well because they do a great. They also do great job as to empower communities. What is the big difference you found? Because Toastmasters is also part of this. They also focus on public speaking. What is the difference you found between Toastmasters and this effective communication workshop? Because you are the right person for both the sides.
Absolutely, sir. So in the Toastmasters, everybody's journey is different. And my journey, I have been in Toastmasters since 2 years. Now, the problem with me was I was a listener earlier, and I never was able to communicate because I wasn't able to structure in a neat and a format way because I lacked self-confidence and self-belief. That was the main thing. Now, when I discovered that, I had a problem of connecting the mind and the tongue coordination. Now, this effective communication came into the picture. At that time, I became the president of my club and I wanted to be a good communicator. So that's how I joined here. I wanted to see What else will this offer to me? Now, in the Toastmasters, I have been a communicator, talking, 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 delivering the speech. But here in the Effective Communication Workshop, it is not about talking, it is about connecting. So, this is what I learned. This is a flavor here, sir, in the Effective Communication Workshop. Usually, you tend to talk, you are not to the point, or maybe you're not listening and giving the ideas or information properly. But in this effective communication workshop, it's all about the little things that we tend to miss out. So when I talked with my mother earlier, I never had this idea of empathic listening. But now, whenever I talk to my friends, I am trying to not being ignored or not be selective listening, but always empathic listening, so that in that way I can connect with them. Most of the times, when I spoke to my mentor, he always listens to me empathically. He never judges me, he never assumes whatever I'm saying. That is what is important for a human being, the moral support. So the kind of an experience that I experienced through my coaches is really amazing, because I'm a person who learns everything through observation. So that was very easy through this effective communication workshop, because my mentor, whenever in the book club I have seen him talking, he's a very good listener. And also he summarizes the points at the end of his talk. I did not know all these things. So, effective communication workshop is all about this listening, connecting, summarizing, asking, and many life hacks. Like if you meet the strangers, what kind of a formula can you use to connect with them? So, it's not just to talk, it's more about connection with the hearts and the souls of the people. It's more, sir. It's very heavy and concentrated.
Absolutely. So I have a couple of more questions before you wrap up. So one more question I'd like to ask. A lot of people want to take a decision. They also want. I mean, till now I never met somebody who will say, no, I don't want a communication skill workshop. But when it comes to take the decision, the final decision to move on, something stops them. Sometimes I don't believe that money stops them, because people have money for everything they want to do anyways. So somewhere they have some questions. I mean, they're not able to take the decision. What would you say to them? Because you have now just graduated from this course. So what would you say to them who are at the verge? They want to take it, but they don't take the decision. What would you say to them?
Uh, so if you wanted to come and experience in the workshop, the only thing I can say is please come to the workshop and see for yourself. Take a CIR report. First thing, take a CIR report, understand what your personality is and where exactly. If you're the thing is, if you wanted to take decision, if you're too much of stressed out, you tend to think a lot because you wanted more information. And sometimes I was in this actually. So I was in this kind of a mindset. I'm a person who researches a lot. And most of that researching information is not necessary at all. Simply my energy is wasted. So why do I think so much is just because I need to answer my mother. I need to be answerable to myself. Because since I am responsible and accountable to my life, I don't want to make any bad experiences out of my life. But having that fear, I always used to think a lot, which is very stressful to me. But when I learned that when I go to the right kind of a people and ask and get to know what exactly it is, then it is easier for me to break that stress, because the limiting belief system, the pattern is being broken over there, and you will get the right knowledge that whether you have to have this or not. So you can easily take that decision. Now in my case, since I was an SI, almost like stressed kind of person, when I just get an external situation, I tend to think a lot, and my decision I don't take at all. I go to so many people for approval. So if you're someone like that, now I know that I should not be like that. I know the weaknesses and also the strengths. So knowing uh, where exactly I tend to be stressed and where exactly I tend to be direct, I have actually tried, I have actually broken that kind of an belief system that I've had, that I am not a good decision maker. Now I can confidently tell that I'm a good decision maker. So first of all, if you want to take a decision, you should know what kind of a thought pattern you have, what kind of a mindset you have, and where exactly you're going wrong. So once you identify that, you can easily take a decision. So that's what happened in my case as well here, though it was a huge amount here, and I started to take a decision of coming into this effective communication workshop. The main thing was, of course, my mentor gave me a clear-cut ideas of what this communication is all about. And then I wanted to experience what this gives me, what this platform holds for me. So with that mindset, I just, took the decision of coming into here, and I'm really happy, sir.
All right, that's great. So I have one last question for you. You are quite young in this industry right now, and you are experiencing the industry. Do you think your friends can get benefited from this workshop? If yes, why?
Absolutely, my friends can benefit in a tremendous way. So if my friends are watching this, the show, then I would definitely insist you all to come and see for yourself, because we are all stuck in our communication patterns, and you should know yourself how to connect with the people rather than talking. So your experiences are unique. You have your own experiences, and when you do not know where to apply, when to apply, then you are in trouble. So come and see for yourself what it holds for you. So even, I can tell you many things, but I can prepare a sweet dish and I can tell you that, see, this taste is sweet. And the flavor, if I have added the elaichi, the taste, it enhances the flavor. So I can tell you, even though I can tell you, until and unless you taste it, right, you do not know how it tastes to you. So it is like that. I know what kind of an impact it has created in me. I'm self confident. I am too much of, I have a clarity of my mindset. Earlier this wasn't the case. So if you're someone who do not have a clarity, or stuck in your growth, or do not know in your life where you're heading towards, then you can just come to this platform and then see, use the tremendous knowledge of what the workshop is offering to you, and see for yourself what it can do. It'll do wonders for you.
Great, Sundar. I can see tremendous transformation in you, and in fact, you also upgraded yourself to the 2x growth program of this year. So I can see a lot of change in you. And in fact, it doesn't look like that you're speaking for the first time. So if you guys are watching, you should give a big round of applause to her. You should cheer up, because she was speaking first time live in a live audience, and she did a great job. I'm so proud of you, about your growth, about the way you're transforming yourself. Keep inspiring others, keep helping others, because that's the only way you can create a better society. The more better we become in communication, the better the whole world will be. Before we wrap up, anything else you want to add? If I missed out something, you want to add something before we wrap it up?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So, all of the viewers, thank you so much for watching us. And today is National Youth's Day. So, I'm representing the youth, of the country. I feel so delighted being here. I'm really, I was so excited. I was preparing myself for the interview. And then I was like, I was in work. Actually, this is my working day, but I did not get a time to work upon myself. But whatever I spoke was really very random. I really hope that it has added some value, some insights to you. And if you are someone who are very passionate about your growth journey, come and join RPIM sessions and workshops that happens, and we can grow together.
Absolutely. You don't look like that you're not prepared. You did a great job, because preparation, some things has to come out of your heart, because it has to come natural, and you did a great job. I really like the journey, because the more honest we are, the more better we can help others. That's the whole idea. So congratulations once again for being part of this workshop and growing yourself, because that is more important. Keeping impacting other people's life. So it was great talking to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. So, all right. So, if you are watching us right now, and you might have heard few terms like CIR, you might have heard the term of effective communication workshop. So, well, I do every year 2 sessions of effective communication workshop, and our next batch is starting on 30th of Jan. If you're someone who really are at the stage of life where you believe your work is not getting that recognition which it deserves, where things are getting converted into arguments, then I think this is the best place for you. Where you work hard and you see your manager doesn't recognize your work, or you have unnecessary confusion between your clients, then I'll tell you the first step for you would be to be part of effective communication workshop. The question is, how do you reach out to me? You can drop me an email. My email ID is this. I'll just type my email ID, bijay@pim.org.in. Drop me an email so I can help you out. And if you want to reach us out on WhatsApp, then here's my WhatsApp number. So WhatsApp is this. You can reach out to WhatsApp and let us know what your requirements are, and let's have a discussion. So here's my WhatsApp number, 7019253453. So good luck for your journey. If you are one of them where we can help you out, reach out to us and let's grow together. So tomorrow I'll bring up another student of ours who is who was again part of workshops. So because this entire week is our series, because this batch is over, so I'll be introducing to a lot of students of mine who have done a great job. So I'll meet you tomorrow with another student of mine. Until then, stay tuned. If you are here, subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss out to any of our interviews, any of our value additions which we keep on bringing to the table. So we don't get into much into marketing. We are mostly into value additions. So be there so you can subscribe to our channel and learn something, get inspired. You never know where it can help you. It was great talking to you. I'll meet you tomorrow, same time 8 p.m. with another student of mine. Thank you so much.